All right, my friends, welcome to episode 410 of Prof and Dev Play Games Talks About Baldur's Gate 3.
We are 10 episodes from 420.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay. I have to think about that.
We should think about that one for a little bit. Let's see here.
Well,
Let's see. What would that put us? 1, 3,
what,
4.
like end of February?
Yeah, like mid-February, end of February.
Yeah,
mid
that's
to
what
end.
it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
420 on 220.
That
Oh, man.
we'll have to think about that one.
Yeah. We'll think of something fun. How are you doing?
Going fine. There's just ramping at to the end of the year, so lots of kid things to do, but fun things to do. So
it's the same
good.
here. Lot of stuff to do. My wife was telling me not to talk about it because it's not the same for her, but I have 2 weeks and then I'm done. And her semester continues deep into January, whereas mine doesn't restart until end of January. So kid goes back to school.
Put it this way. I have roughly the same thing. Like I don't get any kind of breaks necessarily. Our studio closes for a week between Christmas and New Year's, but I've already calculated the number of people on the calendar who are taking the week of the 18th off. We're about half of the studio right now.
Oh wow.
And that is only going to go up because there's the stragglers that haven't pre-planned that. So I'm like, there's probably really only about 2 weeks, and then I won't be able to functionally work probably until the 2nd of January anyway, because everyone I'll need to talk to or converse with will be gone, which is fine.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I love this time of the year because every day, especially when I'm teaching, every day that goes by, like I've accomplished something, or my students have, or we've hit some milestone, and it's done. And it's like, like you just start unloading responsibilities, and it feels good. It feels good to shepherd students through. Yeah, and this has been the semester of my career, and that's cool. saying something. Saying something, because I've had many good semesters, so I'm very excited. But enough about that. We are talking this week about Game Awards. We're going to talk about what we think maybe some announcements will be. We know there's a GTA announcement trailer coming up tomorrow, probably, but neither of us play GTA, so we don't care. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Baldur's Gate 3 Patch 5 has dropped, and there's a lot of stuff there. And then we're mainly going to talk about Steam Deck some more. So that's where we're at this week. So why don't we start with anywhere you want to, Anthony? Of any of those things, where do you want to start?
Let's make some very wrong predictions about what we'll see.
Oh, I love that. Yes, let's do it. Let's make some very wrong predictions. Last time I made a prediction, I ended up getting you the making of Karateka because I lost that bet and owed you money.
I don't think we needed that on any of these, because I honestly
I don't feel strongly.
A great idea here on what's going to be there. First wrong thing I'm going to throw out is Bloodborne 2.
Ooh, damn. You're going straight to...
I should say Bloodborne 2 or the Bloodborne remake.
That's the one I would lean toward, fucking remake.
Yeah, they'll probably do a remake.
Yeah.
But still, I think I've said that now for a couple of years for Game Awards, and it still hasn't happened. So I'm like, it's probably not happening. Let's be real. The real thing that is potential from is probably the Elden Ring expansion.
That makes sense.
That's the more realistic thing, but I still want Bloodborne.
Can I ask a quick question about the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree? Because they had come out this week and said, "Oh, it's a ways off." Is that like a pre-announcement to say, "Yo, we ain't talking about this at Game Awards"?
That could be.
Wouldn't they say nothing?
That'd be really okay. What is going on from?
Did you not see that this week?
No.
Oh yeah, they said it's a ways off. So it sounds like the people the podcast I listened to were saying that probably means like mid next year kind of thing.
Yeah, at earliest mid next year.
Yeah,
if not later at that point.
That's right. Well, I mean, they were talking about, it was from the PlayStation or something. It was somewhere, and it sounds pretty meaty. Like
I'm sure.
They said a new character and something else.
Huh?
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe
that's
maybe
actually
it will
pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool, but my hope of hitting for Fantasy Critic is over. Not that I need it.
Yeah.
Bloodborne though remaster hitting at 60.
Probably.
Come on. That's
seems. Do you think Kojima is going to announce Death Stranding 2? There's got to be something Kojima in there, right?
Without a shadow of a doubt, there is fucking Kojima here, and I would say it's also I would vote for the same thing.
Think it's Death Stranding 2. I don't think he would announce a completely new IP yet.
Remember they're working with Xbox though on something.
Oh, that's true. I don't know how big their studio is now.
It could be that because Xbox is saying we got announcements coming, so maybe it's Kojima for his thing. That's been a while. They talked about
that.
Like 100% happening is Baldur's Gate 3 coming to Xbox announcement. Probably.
Oh, sure.
Coming to Xbox and it's ready now.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Honestly, because probably what we'll talk about later, that patch sounds like a lot of perf stuff meant for Xbox. It's a lot of work they've been doing so that it will run on a Series S.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Capcom. Monster Hunter something. So Capcom had two.
Oh, right.
They have the previous people got their hopes up for Monster Hunter World 2 because then they're like, oh, actually, what Capcom could have been teasing is Dragon's Dogma 2 as like this big game coming in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. But the other key part that the financial statement is we have an unannounced game for the first quarter of 2024 that we expect to sell millions. Dragon's Dogma 2 had already been announced. They just didn't know when it was when it was going to be, but it's already been announced.
Yep.
I'm expecting Monster Hunter World 2 to be shown off here, or whatever they call the next Monster Hunter. But it's from the Worlds team, so not the Rise team. So I expect it at this point, because I expect some form of Monster Hunter next year. Yeah. I think it's the anniversary year. So
yeah, I mean, I don't see any other Capcom game. Maybe Mega Man, but
whatever. A new Mega Man Legends. Let's do it.
That sounds good. No, yeah, Monster Hunter World. You'll be drawn back in with your friends. Play that.
100%. I've got another couple hundred hours of playtime there.
That's nice.
But that's the question. Will it be PlayStation only this time for the first bit?
I didn't even
because it didn't come out to PC for some time.
That's right. Yeah, Rise too.
Rise was Nintendo, and then
yep.
Took them 6 months before they put it on anything else. Maybe a year. So I'm curious because if they do that, or if it would come out on PC, and if it came out on PC, yeah, I'd get it on PC.
Yeah.
So I could play it on Steam Deck.
I was going to say, you mean PC or do you mean Steam Deck?
That's true. But... Also, I could do it through PlayStation and just stream it to the deck. In my house, that would be fine too. So that's my hope. PlayStation or PC or both. But I think Capcom will be doing something like that. Does Microsoft?
Nintendo's got to have some release.
Yeah, Nintendo will have something in there. That's true.
But
like all the big.
What is it going to be?
Metroid Prime 4.
Here's my guess. Oh my god!
No,
man, you are really going for the big shit.
No, it's not that. That is a joke. Do not hold me to that.
I think Metroid Prime 4 is tied to the Switch 2, and that's going to be around that announcement.
Completely.
I think it's just going to be a date for 1,000 Year Door.
Yeah, I can see that.
Something they haven't given yet, but it's not a huge thing. So
maybe a trailer for the new Princess Peach thing.
Oh yeah, maybe that too.
I don't think it's going to be any kind of grand reveals for Nintendo.
Yeah,
they'll do that on their own time at their own shows and events. Similar with Microsoft, but I think Microsoft, you said, they had things that they're going to show off there. So it's either Kojima thing, maybe they'll show Avowed again. Who knows?
Oh damn, that's been a while too.
That's been sitting there for a while. Oh, we can talk about this. This is a great transition because there's probably going to be something there about the Fallout TV show.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they should have. They put the teaser out. Like I feel like they'll do
something extended.
Maybe an extended thing, or like maybe a segment, or just something. I could see Microsoft wanting to put that in there. I know it's an Amazon thing, but they're licensing it from Microsoft, so.
That trailer was awesome. There's one piece of that trailer I thought was really stupid.
Which one?
From the studio that brought you The Boys and
2-day delivery
shipping. Oh my god.
It was the humor of Fallout.
It's
so
guess,
dumb.
But it didn't land for me. It did not land for me. I did not like it.
Yeah,
I appreciate that they're trying to do humor in this. I mean, later, obviously there's more.
The slightly more tongue-in-cheek humor of Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout
did not land for me, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. The rest of the trailer, they totally landed for me quite a bit. They at least stylistically and mood and ambiance wise, I'm like, yeah, this is Fallout. You nailed that. Now, is it actually going to be good? I have no clue. But they got the visuals right. They got a lot of small details I wasn't expecting, like rad roaches. Those exist. Why would they put those in? But they did.
What a great touch.
Yeah, it's just small touch like that. They got dog meat. Always have a dog. Mm-hmm. Of course, you're going to have your Brotherhood of Steel. That's just a known. You have Vault Suit. That all worked out there. Yeah. So I think there'll be it's possible that they'll see more at the Game Awards where they're just promoting that show a little bit.
Yeah. It's not coming out until April. That's a ways away, but
it's been in development for a while. I wonder if it was delayed any for the strikes. Not from a filming standpoint, but from we can't promote this thing.
Exactly. Yep. Interesting.
Which sounds, I was reading stuff on that. Sounds like that will get, the SAG-AFTRA stuff will get voted on this coming week, potentially. And likely it's going to pass. It's very, very, very unlikely that there'll be a big enough block that would block its from proceeding. So
the voice actor strike, you mean?
Video game. Not video.
Yeah.
The SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, and AFTRA. The whole thing. I don't know about voice actors.
Do you mean
there's going to... I don't know what they're... Have they... Are they a voice actor striking right now?
I don't think they're striking now, are they?
Yeah, they're in negotiations. Yeah. SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, is finishing movie actors have a tentative deal, and that strike should be ending soon. Which I don't think went to voice actors.
No,
I don't know. It's complicated. I know that. No, but yes, the Screen Actors Guild is about to vote on the contract.
For some reason, that was already over in my head, so that's why I was like, wait,
it's not. They've tentatively. It's over tentatively for a couple weeks, but they have to actually ratify it, which requires the whole union to vote. And it's unlikely that they won't get a majority approving of it. Although there's some big name actors, or one who has an anti, who's against the deal and is trying to get people to vote against it. So who knows? But business wise, they'll probably vote for it. There's a lot of good stuff in it. It's like any contract negotiation. It didn't end up wholly what either side wanted, but
right.
Somewhere in the middle there. You've done contract negotiations. That's how they work.
That's how they work. That's exactly right.
But so I feel like Fallout got kind of delayed a little bit from that. I bet the writing was all done, but they wanted to hold it just a bit more so that they can do better promotion for it.
There's some reason. I mean, I haven't been paying much attention to it because Fallout's just not my thing. Although I will watch this show because it looks good. I did not know Jonathan Nolan was attached to it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great.
Jonathan Nolan and I think Lisa Joy.
I think so. Yeah, I think I saw.
I think it's the pair of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's built by Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan. Which they're married, so that's why they do all this stuff together.
Yeah, why not?
If everyone wonders why their names are always together, it's no, they formed a film company together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think they've done. I mean, they worked on, of course, Westworld.
Yep. That's what I know them for sure.
But I also think I'm trying to think if they've done other stuff before that. Each one of them or together. No, I think Westworld was the first time that they were together doing things. And then because that's right, they were doing Westworld for HBO, and then they signed a deal with Amazon to do shows for Amazon. The Peripheral was one of those shows, which is a William Gibson book that they got a season out of. And
that's already been on.
Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty cool. And the second season got killed because of the strikes.
Killed.
It had been approved for a second season, and they were starting pre-production on a second season, and the strikes happened, and the Amazon's like, well, we don't have a spot for this when the strikes are over, so guess you don't get a second season.
What the hell does that mean in terms of not have a spot for this? Like,
it just doesn't fit with they're like, well, we don't have a release window for it at that point. They're like, we have other stuff in these spots that we want to spend on, and
got it.
We're not going to delay.
Market for it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I was sad that got second season killed. But yeah, the Fallout was the next thing that they had signed with Amazon. And I know Jonathan Nolan has spoken about really enjoying Fallout 3, like before the show even got kicked off. Like, he's played the games. He knows that.
Okay. That's good news.
That's why he pursued this in some ways.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jonathan Nolan directs the first 3 episodes, looking at the Wikipedia.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Something there for the Game Awards. I would say, does EA have anything? No. They're not going to show any Mass Effect. We could hope that they showed something Dragon Age, but at this point,
that's the only thing I think is Dragon Age. Yeah.
Everyone wants them to show something for Dragon Age. But I'm like, is there ever going to be anything for Dragon Age? Probably not. At this point, I don't know.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. It has been a lot of canceled versions of it. There's a lot of people have quit BioWare of that time.
Yep.
I feel like it's just development hell. And maybe it's not going to be vaporware, because I have a hard time seeing EA letting something be vaporware, but it feels a little bit like vaporware.
I mean, it completely rebooted, I think, from the multiplayer to like just a single player focus. So then that's just restarts a lot of shit.
And then they canceled the first one, which was Tevinter, like you're doing heists in Tevinter. And that, like, they put out a book that was a lot of the short stories, and you're like, yeah, this was one of the games that was being made, and got banned.
Interesting.
For the multiplayer thing. Or reworked to be the multiplayer thing, and now that's canned. So, I think we're on at least the third version of Dreadwolf. Or Dreadwolf is the latest one. That's the name for it. I have no clue. But either way, it's gone through hell.
It feels so far away, which means Mass Effect is extremely far away. So it's just like, we got Dead Space remake, we've got fucking Respawn stuff, Jedi games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there won't be any new Jedi stuff announced. There could be some DLC if they wanted to, I guess, be announced here.
That's a good thought.
They have weirdly, through Respawn and EA, there's a license for an XCOM-y tactics-ish Star Wars game that they have announced. Right. Mm-hmm. Maybe they show something more of that, but I doubt it. Feel like that's still pretty early in development.
Okay. Silksong. Anything?
No.
Come on.
At this point, not at all.
I feel like it's just too big. I mean, I know it's like a indie game, and I know it's like people think of it as small, but it's like massive to me where that game is. So, but yeah, I think that's probably not coming here.
No, not right now.
Hades 2.
Yeah, totally. And actually, I mean, I mentioned it before, I totally could see Hades 2 showing up on either early access on Epic or Steam or wherever they're doing it, playable during the Game Awards. Like,
that would be
going live during the Game Awards. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Because they really said that they were trying to... Originally, it was this year. They were trying to hit early access.
And then they saw this year and they're like, yeah, you know what?
Never mind.
Let's get out of this year. Why not? Although I don't think it would have mattered if they dropped at any point because, they're doing early access. So it would have been fine.
Something else that I had thought of. Oh, we'll probably potentially get the next season of Diablo 4 trailer or something for the expansion.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So that'll kind of be Activision's thing. I doubt they'll do a WoW thing there. There could be an Overwatch thing, because they still do Overwatch. Is Overwatch successful still? Overwatch 2?
What does successful mean?
profitable for them?
Probably. I mean, they're probably making money, right? People still play that game. Even though it's one of the games like Destiny where people complain the fuck out of it, but still play it, right?
Yes, they love to hate it.
Yeah, I don't think they play as much as.
I mean, it's still in the top 15 most viewed on Twitch right now, just at any random time. I know it hovers between like 5 and 15. It's always hovering there, depending on if there's big events. So clearly, people are playing it. It has more viewers right now than Counter-Strike 2. So
interesting.
That's a thing. Not by a lot, but some. Wow, everyone's streaming Fortnite right now. Why is everyone streaming Fortnite?
Because Season 5, Lego Fortnite just dropped. They are getting aggressive. And something else. There's like people, they're like bringing games into Fortnite. And I guess Lego's in Fortnite right now. And then Eminem has a concert.
Oh yeah, I've heard. Oh right, I heard about that. Someone at work mentioned that, like the whole live concert, or not live, latest Fortnite concert event.
Yep.
I just went over to the Twitch thing and clicked on the Fortnite, and now I'm seeing a Dragon Ball Z character fighting with a gun in Fortnite. Okay,
there you go. Yep,
that's the game now.
Alan Wake 2's in there. Eminem's in there. Like we've fucking jumped the shark, I think, on that game, but it's still popular as fuck. I mean, the 100 million players in fucking November, man. Like, this thing's far from over.
Yeah, the way that it's, like, I get it, and I feel like this is actually partially an age thing.
Yes, we are old.
That whenever I actually have talked to people about this that are more analyzing the market that is Fortnite, it's closer to more of a social media hangout space for, honestly, pretty younger generation. Like, this, it transcends just a game that they're playing against each other. It's actually like a full-on, like, place to hang out and be. Hey, there's Spider-Gwen. Okay.
Oh, nice. I need to...
That's funny. It's just really... It's just, like, I'm just watching the stream, and just the number of random, completely disparate IPs that are all smashed together here is insane.
It's like the different generation Smash Brothers.
Yeah, actually, in that way. It's like, what if Smash Brothers and you could just hang out as well? Like, these people are playing the combat side of it, but I'm like, the concert is just an event where you just go and hang out. So, one person here is playing Ghost Rider, another one is playing a Terminator. What the?
It's fucking wild.
It is wild, and it's wild that there has to be something that shows just how popular it is that these IP owners let Fortnite do this with these characters.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, guess what? Your IP is going to hang out with all these other IPs. And not be upset about that, and being like, okay, we want your IP the youth to know. To know about our IP. So this is how we do it. Wild. But yeah, a lot of people playing Fortnite right now. What else would be a Game Awards? Sony? What does Sony have, really?
Oh, Sony has DLC for Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see that.
Expandalone, or whatever the fuck we're calling it now.
Do they have DLC coming for Spider-Man 2?
They have not announced anything. So
I could see them announcing something like that, too.
Yeah. I wonder if there'll be... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
It's not an announcement. I was thinking, that are they going to do, like, whatever is announced, or sale, basically, around Game Awards. Anything that's nominated is on sale. Steam sale.
Yeah.
We just had the Steam sale, and then I'm noticing...
Oh, there'll be another one.
Well, there will be another one, but I guess the question is, Steam sale, there were several games on my list that I didn't buy, and then they all went back to regular price, and now they're back to the sale price now.
What?
It's weird. So Moonlighter and Horizon Zero Dawn were both ones that I was looking at, and I know for a fact Moonlighter went back up to $15 or whatever it was. I don't know about Horizon Zero Dawn, but they're back to their sale prices of $2.99 and $12.
Yeah, Horizon is 75% off right now.
Yeah, and that was during the Steam sale too.
Weird.
I don't know if it snapped back and came back down, but I was like, okay.
It's a weekend deal. Offer ends December 7th.
Interesting.
So they just
So it was off and then it's back on. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm checking to see, is there any... It's not a PlayStation sale. It's just a one-off weekend sale.
Yeah.
We're going to see Infinite Wealth, I'm pretty sure, like a dragon.
Oh, yeah. That makes
totally
sense.
See a trailer for that. Mm-hmm. Looking at games that are big games coming out earlier next year. Tekken 8 trailer, probably.
Tekken 8. Yeah, that could be.
Suicide Squad? Are they going to show this again?
Oh my god, probably. The hubris.
Because it's coming out, right? Soon.
It is. February, I think.
Okay. They have to. They have to show it again, and they have to show something better.
Oh my god. Well, they did the, I don't know what the fuck they call it, developer showcase thing recently, and people were like, you didn't change a fucking thing. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Helldivers 2 was coming out. That's a PlayStation kind of PlayStation thing.
Do you think we're going to see? Let's see the date here. It's Thursday, and Pandora or Avatar, Ubisoft's Avatar game comes out Friday, I think. So that's like
you could see a launch trailer, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe.
I would like to just be surprised with something like wow.
Oh, there's probably going to be a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Said Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. Probably. Yeah, and then I guess it's just like all that big stuff.
Whoa. Sorry, unrelated. I clicked on Bookworm Adventures Volume 2, and I click on Go to Store page, and it kicks me back to the main Steam page. That's the front page of Steam. Is this not on sale anymore?
They don't look like they're on sale anymore.
Oh, interesting.
But
that sucks.
EA pulled those down, most likely.
Oh, fuck you, EA. Yeah, it's not there at all.
Go pirate those, please. I give you permission. I worked on them.
What the fuck? I see something here called Sternly Worded Adventures coming soon, which is exactly what fucking book. Fuck you, EA. You know what? Just fuck off. Now I'm real pissed. I'm gonna download it tonight.
I mean,
onto my Steam
honestly, they probably were like not in a bat with like. There's no one that exists anymore that knows how to get these games updated to run on. Like maybe some update happened, something changed, and they're just buggy and don't work.
Yeah, it's probably true.
They use some weird custom backend stuff. Not weird. There's like a C++ game engine. All the data though is in the Lua programming language, which is like data files. It's how you defined all the like creatures and monsters and attacks and everything. And like one of the main reasons it never went to iOS is because Apple doesn't like you having separate. Lua is almost like code scripted. It's a scripting language. They don't like games that have separate scripting languages where the files are like separate and being scripted in. For a long time, like Apple was like, no, security risk, and we're like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess somebody finally just was like, nope. If people want to play Bookworm Adventures or Bookworm Adventures 2, it looks like it is readily available on abandonware sites. So
okay,
enjoy.
There you go, folks. There's your PSA. Sorry, I just happened to be clicking through that. I was like, what? Where is it?
It's gone.
Yeah, I just want announcement at the Game Awards, something that just like gets me excited. Although I don't care that much because I'm more excited to see who wins the awards, and I have so many games to play. I don't need more games to be announced. So
sure.
Hardware? Any hardware? Is Xbox gonna put out their fucking cylinder Xbox?
Probably. That would make sense. If they're gonna announce any hardware, it will be that.
Yeah.
Nothing new from Sony. Nintendo's not going to use this to announce. So yeah, Microsoft might be like, hey, look at our revamped Xbox cylinder thing.
Yeah.
They should call it the 360 because it's a circle now.
Oh my fucking god. That's amazing.
Xbox Series
X
360.
That's a fucking great idea. Oh man. Okay, so we said Baldur's Gate 3 is probably going to be there for Xbox. How about we move on to the Baldur's Gate 3 patch notes?
Yeah, that thing was insane.
I pulled up the full patch notes on the Baldur's Gate 3 website, and my fucking god, is this fucking novel.
Yep.
I love the one that says fixed a bug where somebody will no longer tell you that Shadowheart is just up the road if you are, in fact, Shadowheart. Like, oh, I just love like the humor in these fucking notes. Like, fix a spot in Bloomridge Park that allowed you to walk on water. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, there's some funny ones in here.
Oh my god.
I read some of them and I was like, oh, these are... there's something with Withers will sneakily resurrect any dead companions that fell before the final battle so they can join the ending cinematic. What a helpful skeleton. Someone was just having fun writing these patch notes, which I guess if they're so long, yeah, at some point you're just gonna be like, I have to amuse myself while I write all this crap out.
Yep. There's one here. Fix the level of detail issue causing skeletons in the dank crypt to lose their robes and appear naked, well, bony, when zoomed out. Oh man, too good.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, I think, before we start recording that some of these technical fixes are like, maybe you said it here, I forget.
Yeah.
Indicate this is Xbox fixes.
I mean, definitely the performance improvements for Act 3. Because I'm pretty sure that's where, at least from what they've said before, you can kind of guess that was the problem for the Series S. Was Act 3 was just killing them. The other key one here, added dynamic resolution for PS5. Probably not only for PS5, just saying.
Yep.
Players playing on machines with low VRAM RAM should see improved performance. Like those 3 bullet points kind of in a row, I'm like, yeah, these are all probably things that you've had to been doing to get it to run on a Series S. It just benefits everybody else at the same time.
And those are big components for like the technical piece to get it on. I mean, not only people with old computers, but also Xbox. But the things I did not the one thing I did expect was the epilogue has a new section, a lot more lines. They said like 3,600 new potential lines. But then they added 2 playing modes. They added honor mode, which basically sounds like hardcore mode, where if you die, it's over.
Yeah.
But if you beat it, then you get a golden D20. And then custom mode, where you can just fucking change all the parameters that you want.
Yes, which is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And you have a lot of very detailed changes that you can do, which is great. So you can tweak the difficulty exactly how you want. What?
Oh, I did not see this change. While at camp, you can now access and manage the inventories of companions who are not in your active party.
Yes, this patch is amazing. That's all it needed, and we're done.
That's all I need. Fuck the rest of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm sorry. That just I don't know how I missed that. That's right here in the main highlights.
Incredible.
Ugh, that was so fucking annoying. Like, okay, I gotta fucking get him back in my party to get the thing out of this fucking inventory. Ugh.
I'm trying to think. Honor mode. Game makes the game more difficult in and out of combat compared to Tactician, but also introduces 30 new tweaks to all of Baldur's Gate 3 boss fights.
That's
with a new legendary action system designed to catch players off guard and increase the challenge. Oh, legendary actions were a thing from 5th edition. Big bosses have special actions they can do, like once per round. So after everyone is gone, they can do a legendary action. And they're usually pretty crazy. So yes, it's going to be annoying. I bet that's it's going to be real tough. Put it that way. Yep, customize the experience. That has a bunch of cool stuff. That's crazy. It's so many patch notes. Like, what the hell? What?
I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 has crashed for me ever. So
no.
I tried to download this to my Steam Deck, and several times it would go to like 3 gigs and then stop. And I was like, shit, maybe I don't have enough free space. And I do. So I was like, what the fuck is happening? Finally, it worked. I don't know what happened, but it finally worked. And I was playing last night, and I was in the mausoleum. I think it was mausoleum in Act 2, where you have the picture of like Moonrise Towers, and then the 2 other pictures you have to like touch them in the right order. As soon as I finally got them in the right order,
crashed?
Took me a while. Absolutely, yeah. As soon as I got the XP, it crashed. And I was like,
I wonder. I mean, that's not true. I had a couple crashes throughout the game. It's rare, but it can happen. Who knows if there's maybe something from this patch? There might be a hot fix to fix things. Who knows? There's so much in the game.
Well, I mean, I reloaded it and
it worked fine.
I did it. It worked fine. But the interesting thing was, when I solved it that time, I didn't get XP.
Oh, weird.
It was weird. Yeah, I was like, okay, it was 60 XP. I guess I don't need it. Or maybe it's somewhere in the back end.
Maybe that's what broke it.
Yeah, maybe.
And that you weren't supposed to get XP right then.
Yeah. So
that's weird.
I don't know. But other than that, it was great. We'll get to what we're playing later, but I don't know. It seemed to be running fine. I mean, it's been running fine on my Steam Deck when I, fine tune the settings anyways. So it's all good.
Yeah. That's cool. I haven't put it on the Steam Deck yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not something I'm like, it's fine. I play it on my PC where it's very pretty. It
looks, I mean,
I guess I could stream it to the Steam Deck though, easily, because it's all installed on my PC.
Yep. I would say it does not look that pretty, but it
on
plays. I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing with it. Yeah.
So, is what it is.
Players who arrive to the Ketheric showdown shapeshifted will have to face him in person to person, not apostle to badger.
That's where I'm headed right now. I think the Gauntlet of Shar heads to Ketheric Storm, right? I believe so.
I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay, of course you're not. I think that's what's happening. I know that I'm in an optional area. I don't need to be doing this, and apparently there's a big fucking dungeon ahead. That's all I know. So, because I went to like Moonrise Towers, and it was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Fuck, I guess not. I haven't done other shit. I guess I should go do some other stuff right now." So I went up there, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, I mean, the other patch note that was pretty big that, beyond the new jiggle physics, because why not? I guess.
Yep. That dick jiggling. Yep.
You can actually get Minthara now without betraying the growth or ignoring it all. You can properly knock her out without not kill her when taking out the goblin camp. And
right, you don't need to polymorph her and bring her to fucking Moonrise Towers.
Nope. You can just use non-lethal damage, knock her out, and then she will show up in Act 2. And you can recruit her there.
I thought that was interesting because the way that people were talking about it and having to do that, like, there are probably other you know better than I do, but there are probably other instances where like Larian's like, no, you're playing it this way. Like, I want Minthara without being a complete fucking genocidal maniac. Nope, you have to, unless you can break it in some other way. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is also Larian being like, yeah, people want this. Let's. It seems like a reasonable solution to be like, I don't want to kill her. I want to knock her out, and then see how that storyline plays out later. Right. I feel like that as a realistic thing that they're like, yeah, players should expect to do that. And it did feel kind of weird that you could. I think that was the thing people were saying. Like, there was no way to knock her out, even if you used non-lethal, it was lethal to her.
Yeah, right.
Like she was just dead, which that kind of goes against the themes of the game really. Of your choice kind of thing, and being like, even if you couldn't recruit her later, to not straight up not kill her, and she's back at some other point because you knocked her out, seems much more in line with what the game wants to be. And clearly, maybe this was planned all along, and they just didn't have time to do that part. Hard to say.
Well, yeah, they were kind of crashing towards the end there, trying to get.
They were,
especially when they moved it up. Like, now we're gonna get out of the way of Starfield, which then killed Starfield.
Yeah, and then they absolutely destroyed Starfield. Really, this and Phantom Liberty did that.
Right.
They made people, especially Phantom Liberty, being that same first-person RPG standpoint, being like, yeah, this is doing a lot of the stuff Starfield's doing, just better. Cool. All right. But Baldur's Gate 3 did not help. But the thing is I never saw people really complaining about Phantom Liberty after playing Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I never saw really the comparisons of being like, oh, Baldur's Gate 3 ruined Phantom Liberty. Like, no, I never saw that conversation really start. Everyone's like, Baldur's Gate 3 is an amazing game. I don't think Cyberpunk matches Baldur's Gate 3. But no one was like, man, it really made Phantom Liberty look real bad. I don't think that did. That was not the conversation that was had.
No, people were talking about how great Phantom Liberty was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said there with it. Things souring to Starfield has been the fact that there are flaws with Starfield.
The thing that keeps standing out to me is, and I don't particularly enjoy these games very much, but the Bethesda RPG, like, it's great for that kind of RPG, but if you don't like that kind of RPG, or things have moved on beyond that at this point.
Yeah. So
Skyrim and Fallout 3 were great, but
yep. And I think this is where it's showing how things have moved on, especially this year. That really showed how the like RPG genre has moved forward quite a bit.
Well, something I want to talk to you about, actually, not so much that specifically, but the idea of the Game Awards, where a lot of the awards are the kind of things that you normally think about, best in this category, best in that category. It would be really cool to see a best new game mechanic or best, something like that, like something that like advances game, like Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Fucking abilities to put shit together would be an example of that. Something in Baldur's Gate 3 too, probably.
Yeah. Game Awards isn't typically the place you see that.
No, and maybe you see it more at DICE or...
You see it at DICE and the GDC Awards, which are more industry-focused, like, things where I'm like, what was the categories at DICE? DICE tends to just... Oh, they have craft awards, and it's less about, but it's like, it's still a lot of the same stuff: audio design, art direction, game design. But they have specifically game design and game direction are different. Animation, story.
Yeah, maybe that's what I kind of.
So it's a little bit more broken out: technical achievement, discontinued categories, outstanding achievement, and gameplay engineering, visual engineering.
Right.
So I mean, the DICE awards trend more that way. And then GDC, I'd have to look what the GDC awards are. Game Developer Choice Awards tend, if it's a lot of the same stuff. Game of the Year, Audience Award, Best Audio, Best Design, Best Debut, Innovation Award, which is that kind of thing. Innovation Award recognizes the single game that demonstrates true innovation, advances the state of the art, and pushes the boundaries of games as an expressive medium.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Like, they have some best technology, best visual art there. So, it's still a lot of the same categories, but the Game Awards definitely doesn't dive into that.
No, I'm glad someone
technical side of things of it. Yeah. And I'll be honest, that's fine. I would, even as a person that makes games, I'd much rather the people that are judging DICE in the GDC Awards be the ones giving that out.
Yeah,
not
it means
journalists.
Right? Yes, yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, because it means something when it's coming from your peers, who understand this process. The hell that it is to make a game. It's a miracle that we even get to play games.
Yes, that they come out at all.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, that's a good transition to what we've been playing.
Yeah.
We played some Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Still loving it for what it is, so I'm not going to go into all that, but I'll just say where I'm at. I'm in Act 2, headed to Moonrise Towers, and it was like, do something else, or are you sure? Whatever. I was like, fuck, I guess I'll do something else so I don't miss something. So I'm up to the mausoleum, kind of up there. I'm running into random battles and just a bunch of random puzzles around. I'm not really sure that I like Act 2 as much as I liked Act 1. And I'm not sure why. Maybe I just haven't seen as much of the stuff. I just felt like there was more variety of stuff in Act 1. But I do like the Act 2 mechanic where, I forget what the fuck it's called, but I have my druid holding the lantern so that we can go through the Shadow Light, because he doesn't need to attack with a fucking weapon. So I set Will on my bench, and I've got this guy. But there was a point where I was in a dungeon, and I was getting my ass kicked, and like several of my people died. One of the people who died was the one holding that fucking lantern. So then the shadow crept in or whatever, and then my characters started to fight each other.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh, fuck, I didn't realize that happened. Okay, here we go. So I had to I killed my fucking party, except for myself. So I went back to Withers and raised them back up, and got the fucking lantern sword back out. So I really like that mechanic, and I know there's more to come in Act 2 that's going to make it all come together. But I think it's maybe because I dropped it for a couple months and then coming back that I'm like, what was the thread here? I know that I just obliterated everybody in the Last Light Inn.
Yeah, it's very different for you. This whole act's going to be very, very different, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe why it feels, I don't know if empty is the right word, but it kind of does feel empty because everyone's fucking dead. I thought, yeah. I mean, you maybe have, I ran into Arabella, and she wanted me to go find her parents. And did you do that?
I mean, yeah, Arabella.
Okay, yeah. So found out her parents are fucking dead. They're in that whole hospital place. But then she was pissed, and I came back later and talked to her again, and she's like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I get some of her power, I guess. I haven't dug too much into what she gave me, some power. But then I thought many of the people at the Last Light Inn I would not see again, but I ran into Raphael, which makes sense because he wouldn't die there.
No, was he even there? I don't think he was at Last Light.
He was. I thought he was upstairs sitting at a table.
Oh, he might have been sitting at it. I mean, he can be wherever the hell he wants to be. So yeah,
I think he was sitting at a table at the Last Light Inn because I was like, I need to talk to him, and then everything went to hell, and then I did talk to him. But he was there, basically give me a warning, and I was trying to like get more information about the warning, and I rolled shitty dice, and I was like, all right, He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you anymore. So then I'm right at the point where I'm going in. I just went in. It's the Gauntlet of Shar.
Sure.
Which is a thing that I need to figure out what the fuck that is. So I'll start fucking around and figure out what
that place is huge.
I'll be there for a long time, I guess.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay.
It's a main part of Act 2.
Oh, okay.
I think Act 2 is one of Act 2's thing is so Act 1 is very freeform. Like it's very much a world introduction, get you introduced to like not even gameplay mechanics, but being like, okay, these are different factions in the world. These are different types of fantastical things. Act 2 is it is a theme. It is a thing, and there are things to discover, but it all feeds you back towards the dungeon you're at or Moonrise Tower. And you can do stuff in different order. And it's really kind of focused on those things and not a lot of bigger side stuff. But to me, I mean, I don't know what the hell your ending's going to be. I'll be honest. I don't know where yours goes now because of Last Light being gone.
Yeah.
But the climax of Act 2 was pretty damn good. It all built to a very cool, very satisfactory ending of the act. Very middle chapter of a trilogy kind of feel.
That's cool. And I think just getting back into the flow, if this Gauntlet of Shar is kind of meaty, I think I'll probably get back into the flow of it story wise. I had read something that said like make sure you have Asterion and Shadowheart with you here. I don't use Asterion, so I'm missing out on that whole storyline.
Sure, there's some stuff for Asterion there.
Yeah, which is fine because I'm saving him for like I want to use him when I'm doing like a more evil run, and I'm not doing that. So I'm pushing him to the side. Although I don't know how I'm going to square that with God damn it, Karlach, because that's not an evil run.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Something. Use different people. Use Lizelle.
Well, yeah, exactly. That too. I don't have her because she's dead.
There you go. You could use her in your next playthrough. She can be your tank.
So many playthroughs coming in my future, apparently.
I mean, I know a friend here who is on their 5th playthrough.
Wow. Full fucking playthrough. Wow.
Yeah, they stopped and they're like, they went and they played like the latest Yakuza Like a Dragon game that came out.
Oh, yeah.
They played through that. The man who lost his name.
That's it. Yep.
Played through all that, loved it, did that over like a week, and then we're like, yeah, I just started playing Baldur's Gate 3 again. Like, I could play other things, but there's more things I want to try here and different runs I want to do, and so it's pretty hilarious. The game is huge, and you could Now with even patch 5, there's even more reason to try different runs, because they have those epilogues now, and it seems like the epilogues take into consideration quite a bit of your choices throughout the game.
Well, because I think that's why the line, there's like 6,000 lines, because like, what did you do here? What did you do there? Like it feels...
It sounds very complex.
Yeah, feels fulfilling.
Yeah.
I wonder... Because I had said to you and Travis on our Discord, I was like, oh, just, because it says, like, as long as you could load before the final credits. So the game that you've played, loading before the final credits, wouldn't you see some of that stuff? And you're like, no, I want to do the whole thing again. But would you miss out for the...
I probably would. I'd probably load those games at some point just to see what the epilogue would be for that run specifically.
Yeah.
But I should see how that would actually go. But yeah, anything else with it, or is that just a little bit?
That's it. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm digging it.
Anything else? For me, like Steam Deck wise, I was playing. Did I say last week I was playing Titanfall 2?
You did mention that, yeah.
So I continue playing Titanfall 2. God, that game's good. And it's really good on the deck.
Is this your first time?
No, it's not my first time through Titanfall 2. It's just the first time in a long time, and then I'm like, oh right, Titanfall 2 is like one of the best FPSs ever made.
It is maybe my favorite FPS ever.
It's like, so in terms good.
Of campaign, it's so fucking good. It's unbelievable.
I'd forgotten that Matt Mercer was the main voice.
Oh my god, I didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck, I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, he voices the character you play.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's Mercer. Okay, right. I didn't get hugely far. I'm like on the... I got to the point, spoilers for an older game, everyone, where you can shift time and be in two different places. God, I love that mechanic.
It's so good. That's my favorite.
Like, I knew it was really cool. I remembered it being really cool, but doing it again, I'm like, never mind. This was amazing. It's so ahead of its time in some ways.
It really is. It reminds me a little bit of wasn't it Dishonored 2 where you had some sort of mechanic where you could flip back and forth between worlds? That one, and then the shipping container level. I can't remember what that one's called, but that one also stands out to me. There's so many levels in that world, or in that game, stand out as just like pinnacle of FPS. It's really great, man.
I mean, Respawn went crazy there. It's neat going back and playing it now after Apex Legends has been out.
Yeah.
Because there is tie-in. Like, you're like, oh, right, they took this piece of lore is in Apex Legends.
Interesting.
Because it is the same world and the whole thing. They even call them, like, Apex mercenaries who you're fighting. They're very clearly, but there are, like, slight... I'm like, oh, that must be a character reference. Or even visual references to being like, oh, yeah, the houses in Apex, like... They look like the houses that they're building here. In this game, in like one of the early missions where you're on like the conveyor line.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, exactly. The one where the fucking house is being put together.
Yeah.
And then you're outside fighting in it later.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's great.
It is a really good game. I highly recommend that to anybody.
Oh my god, do I have it? I played it on Xbox. Why did I type library into library? Jesus. Titanfall 2. Oh, I don't. I only played it on Xbox.
There you go. It's it's cheap sometimes on Steam.
Like, it was just $5, so I'll probably pick it up next time on the next sale.
It is,
and it plays well on the deck.
Yeah, it was the only one that I thought you need to install it, try to run it. It won't actually it will seem like it's hanging on its setup stuff.
Yeah.
Go drop desktop mode. Launch it from desktop mode for the first time and enter all your Steam EA account bullshit. Let it run once, quit, then go back into Steam and it runs fine.
Okay. I wonder if I need to do the same thing for Assassin's Creed Mirage, because I bought it through Epic and did the whole, I forget what it was called, the thing you told me last week.
Oh, sure. Heroic launcher.
That's it. It was so
I bet there's an Ubisoft launcher thing that's
there is.
Out.
It hangs on the launcher and it just freezes. I'm like, what the fuck? So I have to go to desktop mode and launch it from there. And then
maybe it's worth trying.
I'll try it, yeah.
And see if you can at least get it past that launcher.
Yeah. Or do some sort of, you know how you can modify the launch so you can say, skip the launcher kind of thing?
Yeah,
or whatever?
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
It's worth looking online. If there's a workaround, I'm sure someone has posted about it somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but awesome. I played a lot of. I played that Titanfall 2, and then I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics on the deck. That has been my commuting game, and it's been great.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it plays well.
It runs incredible.
Okay, it's up res, right?
Yeah, I think it's up res to 1080, but not because the screen's not 1080. So somewhere in there. The menus look a little bit rough, up-resed. Unfortunately, there's no way around that. That's why I'm hoping that there's a remaster on the way. They don't need to change anything else. The sprites look great. The backgrounds, 3D maps look fine. It's really, I'm just like, the menus just need a little bit of need some love for higher resolution. They're a little bit, they're muddy and a little bit.
Did you see the news on that this week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? Where he's like, I can't.
Well, the headline was there are no plans for this. When you dig into the article, it was like, I can't say that. I can't announce that. I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, he had mentioned Yasumi Matsuno, the main designer. He was the designer of Crimson Shroud as well. It's his Twitter account, and he has fun on there. And he's like, yeah, I can't. One tweet was like saying something about like people were reading as very clearly like, hey, there's not a remaster coming. But then he followed it up a little bit later being like, I couldn't announce any of it. It's not mine to announce. I don't work at Square. If it's there, they'll announce it. So now people are like, there's hope. It might be happening. He just can't say anything. It's like, of course he couldn't say anything. Either way, like, you can't ask him if this is going on.
And of course it's happening. Like, there's no way that's not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a Final Fantasy Union is a YouTube channel that I watch, and they did, weirdly coinciding with this, that it came out before any of his tweets. They did a thing on the curious case of the Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster was like one of their latest videos. Yeah, the curious case of the Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered, and they just talk about like all the evidence of like why it's likely coming and kind of the history of the series and like where the different developers are now, and Matsuno not being employed by Square. But also going back to that NVIDIA leak and like everything else that has been leaked has come true for Square.
Oh yeah,
except this game. So
and it was on that
they're
list.
Very clear. They're like, at some point, this probably was a true thing. It could still be a true thing, or it could have been canceled. We don't know.
Yeah.
But
because everything else was like literally true from that leak, I can't. That'd be surprising.
So are they just sitting on it? Are they waiting for some reason? Square will announce it when Square wants to announce it, basically. If it exists, or if they want to release it. There is a possibility they're like, no. Although that video makes it very clear, they're like, it is still one of the, if not the best-selling Final Fantasy spin-off game.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Like, even back in 96 when it came out, like, it sold a lot for that time period. Like, 4 or 5 million copies worldwide.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
The PSP version didn't sell nearly as that well. I think the PSP hit just under 1 million, but the install base was much smaller. So who knows? It's not like it hasn't been a financial success. So it is kind of weird that they haven't put on anything, but it is very much still playable on iOS and Android. Like, you can go buy those and play them on your phone and tablets. There's Final Fantasy Tactics there. It is available there.
Right.
So
somebody wanted
maybe that's where like it is available. That's fine.
Right.
I don't know. I would love it if they did a release. Give it. Maybe they'll just give it some space since the Pixel remasters all came out. I don't know.
Right. Right.
They
we gave you all these games. Play those.
They had those. They had the Chrono Cross remaster this past year,
which is an interesting one. Like not Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross. Well, that I think is another thing of being that Chrono Cross was really hard to play. Like there wasn't. I want to say there wasn't really a modern way to play it until that remaster. I think it was you needed to have the discs on PlayStation or emulate it. That was it.
Yeah. And then they had brought Chrono Trigger to PC already, and it's on tablet too, and also
it's
on
everywhere.
3DS. It's 3DS is the best version.
Yep, so. I agree. So we'll see. I've been using the deck. I'll actually play a lot of that. Trying to see if there's anything else that I've been recently playing.
I was playing a lot of Dead Cells.
Oh, that's cool.
God damn, that plays well. It's so good. It's like a perfect deck game.
I was trying weird ones like Grim Dawn put on there. It says it should all be playable fine. Just the text is hard to read. I can't figure out how to play it using the controls on the deck.
You know what's funny that you mentioned that? Because I loaded up BattleBit Remastered having the free weekend this weekend. I was like, I wanted to get that in the last sale. I'll try it out. I could not fucking move. Like, I got in the game and I was like, I'm stuck. I can't move. I reloaded it. Same thing. Okay. So yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. There might be a thing where I just needed to like download a specific controller mapping.
Yeah.
There's the official one. There's only one recommended. Official layout for Grim Dawn. I just didn't know how it worked. I don't know how it worked.
That's how it was with BattleBit. It was like, this is what's recommended. It's perfect for third-person shooters or first-person shooters. I was like, great. Nothing. I played Counter-Strike yesterday. I played Team Fortress 2 today just to play them. Like, these fucking play great. So I don't know. And by the way, playing TF2 again. Woo!
Oh boy.
It was fucking heavy dose of nostalgia. That's still my number one Steam game. It's not even just Steam game. That's the game I played the most in my entire fucking life. Rocket League is close behind it at this point, which is hilarious. Considering how I usually play single player games, but those two are the ones I have so many hours in. But they both played great. And I forgot to mention I played Worldless for about half an hour.
Oh yeah.
It's made in Unity. It plays really well. You're like a star and you're just going through this beautiful environment, and then you fight other stars basically. And when you get into a battle, it's turn-based. So you have a certain amount of time, and you can do your physical attacks, your magical attacks. And then when it's their turn to attack, you can do physical defense or magical defense. And then there's an extra layer of like absorbing enemies at a certain point when they're weak. And then gaining new powers, and it feels a little bit like a Metroidvania too. Like, I don't know, man. It's nice. It's cool. Definitely, keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I will. That's one I'm looking at for the winter sale. Winter sale, at least. Like, I think it's just come out recently.
It just came out.
I felt like I could see it getting another 10% discount during that time. Yeah, but that's cool.
And then the last thing, I know you're talking about what you're playing, but I'm jumping back in.
No, go ahead.
Origami King.
Again?
We are
still?
Yeah, dude, we're halfway through. We are so deep in this game. She is loving it more than ever. She is like, yesterday she built a fucking origami Shy Guy. Today she built 2 origami King Ollies. Then we pull out the ones from when she was fucking 2.5, and we were playing the same games we were when she was then, and she's telling stories about them. Like, it's just fucking wild how that game just like grabs her imagination and she just runs wild. My wife and I are just like, wow, it's back.
Yeah. All right then.
So, and I told her about the 1,000-Year Door. I tried to explain it's a remake, but I just said it's a new game, and then she's stuck on it being a new game. She's excited for the new Paper Mario game.
There you go. She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to know. They're not connected in any way story-wise, right?
So no, absolutely not.
So to her, it's new.
It is, and it'll be totally fine. The other thing I want to mention about Origami King, my wife was sitting there. She was crocheting while we were playing, and it's so text heavy. I'm reading all the text to my daughter, and it's just fucking so well written and so hilarious. My wife was just laughing her ass off, and she was like, did it really say that? I was like, yeah, it definitely did say that. She was like, what the fuck? This is so funny. Like, it's goddamn, that game is so good.
Nintendo Treehouse putting in work.
They really knocked it out of the park. And I know it was Intelligent Systems on this one. And I know it was like, people are just so pissed off that it's, ever since Mario RPG that it's lost the RPG thing. But man, Origami King is like so fucking underrated. It's crazy. It might be my favorite game on Switch. God. For that niche of like, I don't know, like playing with my daughter it adds so much to it, but it's fucking great on its own. Anyway, I will toss it back to you because I'm talking a lot.
Yeah, I know. I haven't played much of anything else. Like, that was my main thing. Playing that. If we go to anything about, like, what else we're doing in that time, I started watching an anime called Freyren.
Freyren?
It's spelled with Frereien.
Okay.
And I will say this to you. If you want an interesting take on fantasy, and by interesting, the premise is, hey, we're joining a group of your typical adventuring party. Your mage, fighter, cleric, and then, like, I don't know what the dwarf is. But we're entering at the end of the story. They've beat the big bad.
Oh.
They're done. The whole series starts where there's getting the celebration of that they won. But you follow the mage, the elf, Freyren, whose life is thousands of years.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll come back and see you in 50 years. I'm going to go adventure. Because what's 50 years to her? And it's like, it's a story about what happens after.
Oh.
And about, like, life and time passing and what it means and not mean. It's a weird introspection on living in life, and done through this story that's like the adventure after. And it's not even an adventure. It's just like, what do these characters do after this point? And what does this elf do who's just gonna travel for years? Like, certain episodes just jump like multiple years.
Oh, wow.
Because what's it to her if she's like, I have this task that's gonna take me like 6 years. Okay. It's
such a short part of their life.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll spend that time. Highly recommend it. It's very bittersweet.
Reminds me a little bit of, and this is not at all the same like content, but like Legends and Lattes, where it's like, I'm done adventuring. Here's what's next. I'm opening up a fucking coffee shop.
A lot like that. A similar vibe of that. Like, what do you do after that big adventure? Yeah, this one taking it.
Are you watching on Crunchyroll or?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
It's like this Twitch is doing a thing. I think it's still going on, that certain streamers, if you gift 2 subs, you get 60 months free of Crunchyroll.
60?
60, not months, sorry, 60 days, 2 months.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which is like basically a free month.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, because a gift sub is $10. I think a Crunchyroll subscription is like $10 a month. So I have Crunchyroll for a few months, because I was like, sure.
Yeah.
I kind of have been wanting to watch the show because I've been hearing buzz about it.
So it came out in September, I see.
And it's still coming out. Like, it's simulcast from Japan.
God.
They're on like episode 13 right now, which aired in Japan on Friday.
And it says there's 13 episodes total?
At the moment.
That's a long manga, so there's got to be more. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long the first season is going to be. The manga's been out for a while.
This is interesting. I'm looking at Wikipedia. It says home media release January 2024 for episodes 1 through 4, February episodes 5 through 8. It goes all the way down to like episodes 25 through 28. So I guess there will be.
I guess there's going to be a lot of episodes. There you go.
Okay.
I will say, like, the first 4 episodes were aired as one block.
Oh, damn.
When they showed up, and it's like, if you're into those, you'll enjoy the show.
Got it.
But it's definitely, for people who like the heroic fantasy, I kind of generally got bored with it, but this is such an interesting take on that. Well,
that's like my fucking like sweet spot. That's what I love. So I will try to check this out then. Are the episodes like each individual one like half an hour? 45 minutes?
Most 20 some odd minutes per episode.
Okay, cool.
They're fast. The dub is really good. I've been watching it with my kids. They enjoy it.
Oh, you're watching the dub. Okay.
Yeah, because I also want it on while I'm doing other things.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to sit and be focused on subtitles. But the dub is good. I wouldn't recommend it for your daughter right now. I don't. No, I think she would. I think she would just find it boring more than anything. She'd be like, "It's pretty, but there's not a lot going on sometimes." I'm like, that's the point. The point is the mundane, a little bit of this show. But I think the writing is really good. It has great, because I watched through like the first 5 episodes and then started watching it with my kids. and I'm watching through those first number of episodes again, I'm picking up on so much foreshadowing that happened. Just one-off throwaway lines that's like, oh, I didn't get that the first time. And, oh, that came back later. Okay, I see. Really surprised on that one. I spent a couple nights just getting through all the dubbed episodes, which was episode 10, I think. Maybe 11. And just kind of... It was nice to have something a little bit new, a little different take. It's hard to say. It evokes emotion really well, though. There's definitely been teared up a couple times. And why? Because I'm like, it's kind of sad, but not in a, like, gut-punchy sort of way. Just in a, like, oh, that's a really sad concept.
Wow, you're going to get me to fucking sub to Crunchyroll. This sounds really intriguing. I thought there was a fucking trial with PS5, but maybe not.
At one point there was, because Sony owns it all.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Sony, Crunchyroll and Funimation merged, and then Sony bought one of those. So, I'm sure at one point there probably was a free trial. I think just signing up, though, you get a free trial.
Oh, okay.
I think you get at least a free week for
that makes sense.
Initial sign up, or go gift 2 subs to someone on Twitch.
That sounds like a fun way to do
who's on the list. I'd have to find it, but yeah, that's what I did. I was like, all right, you're doing this thing? Let's just go to Twitch, go find some random streamer. You're doing some cool stuff. It was like an art stream. Like, you're doing some cool, like, oil painting on stream. Here, have 2 subs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Crunchyroll Twitch sub thing. Sub. I'm gonna check that out. Crunchyroll X Twitch support a streamer campaign. Got it. Okay.
It's still going. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it is. 60-day free trial of Mega Fan membership for qualifying subscribers. Oh, it says from November 2nd until November 30th, you can claim 60 days when you purchase 2 new Twitch subs. So no, it's done.
It done. All right.
It's done. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Ineligible countries: Russia, Ukraine, Cuba, China, Iran, Japan, North Korea. Japan? Oh no, duh, because Crunchyroll is outside of Japan. All right, I might just fucking buy a month, or whatever.
It's a neat show. I think you might get something out of the.
You sold me. This sounds right up my alley. Like fantasy, new take, and I will probably cry at some point. I'm there. That sounds great.
Yeah, you might cry within like the first couple episodes.
Fucking, that's great. I'm ready for that.
Just, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's fun, and it's just kind of, it's crazy to me that we now truly just live in a place where it's like, yeah, this aired in Japan on Friday, and it simulcasts worldwide.
Usually, it takes a while to get the dubs, so they've
the dubs take a while. They always have it subtitled though, day and date. Dubs lean anywhere from a week to 2 weeks behind to dub it.
That's still pretty quick.
It is very quick.
Yeah. Okay. Might sit on my couch tonight and do some deck and do a dub.
Just watch an episode.
Yeah, I want to check it out. Before we get out of here, I don't know why the fuck I was looking at this, but I was on Humble Bundle looking around. I don't know why. But there's a Humble Bundle right now. I'm a fucking idiot because I definitely bought more games today.
Are you going to say the bundle? I think I might have seen the bundle.
I'm going to say the bundle because there are 3 games in the bundle that I had in my cart during the sale that I took out of my cart. And then I saw them in the bundle here. It's the Uplifting Adventures Wholesome Games bundle. Bear and Breakfast, Tinykin, and Venba are all 3 games that I was going to get, and I decided not to. And there are 2 other ones, Smushy Comes Home and Mail Time, which I don't know what those are. But I wanted to check out those 3 games, and I was like, it's in a fucking bundle. It's like $14. And I was like, fuck, that was awesome. So I just wanted to shout that bundle. It's going to be on there for another 15 days. So if you're looking for some cozy games, yeah, they're there.
Yeah, similar thing to me. There was another bundle that's still up, I think, for a few more days. The Fight Type 1 Diabetes with JRPGs.
Oh, yeah, the JRPGs. Mm-hmm.
Specifically for Symphony of War.
Oh, really?
Okay. Which has very, very high Steam reviews. It's been around for a while. It's been on my wish list for a while. It looks somewhat Fire Emblem-y.
Oh, hello.
Like Fire Emblem. You can find it on Steam.
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. Well, another bringing it back full circle, Bug Fables is basically like Mario RPG. If Mario RPG kept being Mario RPG.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
people have really liked that game. Oh wow, like old Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it's like an older Fire Emblem.
Got it.
At least I think. I don't know. I mean, it's tactic RPG.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Squad-based tactic RPG, but I think you have a lot of ability to customize your squads in this. I don't know, but I've always seen that, like, historically, yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive with a lot of reviews over the years.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But I've never pulled the trigger, but I was like, maybe I'd do that and pick up some of these other indie games along with it. Like you said, Bug Fables.
Yeah, I definitely recommend Bug Fables. I played probably a couple hours of that because people were recommending it, and I checked it out on Switch. It was good. But I have gaming ADD, so
yeah, that makes sense. Well, cool. Yeah, lots of games.
So many games.
We will be talking next week about the Game Awards. I can't watch them live, unfortunately, because my son has a choir concert that night. I think this has happened in previous years as well.
That you haven't watched it live?
Yeah, that I've had this exact thing, a choir concert.
Oh,
the night.
Yeah, got it.
I think there's always the possibility that it overlaps.
I always watch it after my daughter goes to bed, so I will,
likely when I will be. Yeah, I will likely be home around 8 and start watching it. But we will talk next week about it. We'll see what happens. Where Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win everything. Let's just be honest.
Man, I'm still going back and forth on my fucking game of the year list. So I'm curious to see if it's that or Zelda. I think, it's Baldur's Gate 3 probably.
It's Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, Zelda.
That is my thought, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Episode 410 of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you like us, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. We will be back next week to recap all that happened at the Game Awards. All right. See you then.
Later, everyone.